Not every person that is called an evangelical leader is truly a righteous evangelical leader. I say that because I came across this story about an evangelical leader by the name of Jen Hatmaker. This woman was very popular in the evangelical community, but she came under attack when she criticized Donald Trump and all of the things that he did. Now I'm going to read a portion of the story that is in Politico, and if you're interested, all you got to do is just go to politico.com and put her name in and bring up the story for full details. Anyway, last fall, Jan Hatmaker, a popular evangelical author and speaker, started getting death threats. Readers mailed back her books to her home address, but not before some burned the pages or tore them into shreds. Lifeway Christian Stores, the behemoth retailer of the Southern Baptist Convention, pulled her titles off the shelves. Hatmaker was devastated. Up until that point, she had been a widely influential and welcome presence in the evangelical world, a Christian author whose writings made the New York Times bestseller list and whose home renovations got it on HGTV series. But then 2016 happened, and well, of course, everything changed. During the campaign, as other white evangelicals coalesced around the Republican nominee, Hatmaker effectively joined the group of Never Trump Evangelicals, telling her more than 500,000 Facebook followers that Donald Trump made her sad and horrified and despondent. After the Access Hollywood tape leaked and prominent evangelical men came to Trump's defense, she tweeted, "We will not forget, nor will we forget the Christian leaders that betrayed their sisters in Christ for power." Then in an interview with religious news service columnist Jonathan Merritt, she made what was a stunning admission for her evangelical community. She said she supported same-sex relationships, not marriage, just relationships. That's when the full weight of conservative Christian outrage crashed down on Hatmaker. There were soon angry commenters and finger-wagging bloggers. She said people in her little town of Buda, Texas, just south of Austin, pulled her children aside and said terrible things about her and her husband. She was afraid to be in public, and she wasn't sleeping well or eating well. The way people spoke about us, it was as if I had never loved Jesus a day in my life, Hatmaker recently told an audience in Dallas. The Gilded Auditorium was quiet. Its 2,300 seats filled to capacity with nearly all women. And I was just an ally, she said. Think about how our gay brothers and sisters feel. Okay, folks, there was more. 2 weeks after her bombshell interview, Trump won. And Hatmaker's community, at least 80% of the white evangelicals in America, had helped put him in office. What's been really painful and disorienting for me is to realize how far away from my evangelical family I am, she told me in an interview before her Dallas event. I thought we had a lot more common ground. The fissures within Christianity became trenches, with men and women like Hatmaker, as well as Christians of color, left on the losing side. Hatmaker's career was on the line, but so was her very sense of self and the essence of her life and work, most importantly, her faith. Okay. You're not an evangelical, you're not a Christian if you don't profess Christian faith, Christian ideals, Christian principles. If you close your eyes or turn a blind eye, turn your back on obvious anti-Christian behavior, you are not a Christian. Someone a long time ago said a tree will be known by the fruit that it bears. Man must work during the day because no man can work at night. To excuse, turn a blind eye, and in fact to support Donald Trump with his obvious anti-Christian behavior is immoral. He can say anything he wants, put out all the tweets that he wants, but you have to look at his works. How he works against the poor, how he works against disabled, how he works against people of color. Everything that this man has done since he has entered office is the antithesis of Christianity. Yet, to try to get their own way, to try to maintain and build their power, the evangelical community has basically embraced an anti-evangelical man. There's no other way to say it. So, folks, there are some true evangelicals out there. Now, I don't know really what this lady's, I guess, political leanings are. Well, I guess I do, since she's obviously not a Trump supporter. But at least she is saying the right things and hopefully doing the right things and not embracing this jackass, this racist, misogynist, woman hater, in my opinion, as are her male counterparts, and even one female. I guess Paula White is one woman that's embracing him. So potentially there's hope. Now, this woman has recovered, just to let you know, and her books are being promoted by other Christian book distributors. So, you know, she's not in a bad way. She's going on various speaking tours, and the majority of her audience is pretty much all women. So women are waking up. They are starting to flex their own political muscle and their own evangelical muscle. Now, one thing about her is she is pro-life, anti-abortion, but as with anything else, different people have different opinions about different subjects, and not all people are going to agree on all things. And that is what appears to be the good thing about her following, even though some of her followers will state openly that they don't agree with her on a small amount of things. They do agree with her overall opinions and the direction that she's going in.